He walked into our meeting yesterday wearing a polo shirt, and that thing was just hanging down under the sleeves. It was enormous.
Man of his word, though.
Here's Tyson Pumachan leading the offense. Trying to evade the pressure, and he avoids the rush. Still on his feet. Pumachan will take a hit, but that's what he does. He's high-level talent, never got a chance to really see the field when he was at Clemson and Georgia Tech. Now he's making his first start since high school when he was at Avon Old Farms.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason he's getting the start here today, is because he's an athlete. He can make some things happen, break some tackles. I think he'll run the ball a lot and keep it and use his legs a lot today.
So he picked up 4 there on first. They'll bring up a 2nd and 6. DeWosier goes in motion. A handoff up the middle to Kayron Lynch-Adams, and he goes nowhere.
This is a UMass team last year, John, that ran the ball a lot, 149 rush yards per game. Got the feeling talking to the coaches this week, they want to open this thing up a little bit. Steve Casula, the offensive coordinator, thinks they have the pieces now to throw this ball downfield some.
Aggie fans inside the building trying to make some noise for the first 3rd down of the game. It'll be 3rd and 5 for Tyson Pumachan and his UMass offense. Lynch-Adams, the man to his left in the backfield. Throws, it is deflected, incomplete. And that rush from New Mexico State got a hand on it.
And New Mexico State brings some pressure on the first 3rd down of the game. You got a new quarterback with not a lot of experience. Bring the heat on him. And it worked right there, and going to get a turnover on downs.
So Cameron Carson will come on to punt it away for UMass. Excuse me, that is going to be C.J. Kaloji. And Jordan Smith is the deep man for New Mexico State. Kaloji, a low end-over-end kick fielded by Smith. And an early penalty flag as he makes his way across midfield out of bounds. Let's see what that marker is. Our referee, Rory Bernard, with a chance to meet him for the first time tonight.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team, 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
So here's that man we talked about in the open, quarterback for New Mexico State, Diego Pavia.
Yeah, and he's a guy that he's been an accurate quarterback, but usually just kind of the shorter stuff. Coach Kill talked a lot about he worked on his accuracy for a lot of the intermediate deep stuff, the stuff to the outside part of the field. Really liked his development, but again, a guy that can just get out there and create. He'll get outside the pocket and just make plays happen.
He's a former state champ here in New Mexico for high school wrestling. He's got that grittiness, that toughness, and he's going to get that extra yard when he needs to. On 1st down for the Aggies, there's the keeper. And Pavia sticks his head down, gets to the 30 for a gain of 5.
You'll see with New Mexico State, got a big offensive line, return a lot of guys up front. They got 2 running backs over 225 pounds, 2 big tight ends. I expect them to try to establish that run. And then they'll bring the RPO back in play with Diego Pavia.
This was a team last season who started the season at 1-5. They went on to rattle off wins to get to a bowl game. They won the Quick Lane Bowl. And now in the 2nd year for Jerry Kill, they're trying to build on that momentum. A shotgun and a rush up front. That's going to be offsides on UMass.
Offside.
You mentioned New Mexico State's turnaround last year.
5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
And that was largely because of the play of Diego Pavia. They were rotating quarterbacks for the first part of the season, and then Pavia really came on in the Liberty game last year, put that team on his back, and that's the big reason they had that successful season.
We've seen some early penalty flags. Obviously, this is week 0. What's the key here? A ton of transfers for both teams.
That is the hard part. I mean, you're talking 20, 30 new players for each team. I think everyone's just got to settle down, keep things simple early.
So after the penalty, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 35 for the Aggies. Pavia keeps it himself again, and he picks up 2. So Pavia started the first 4 games of the season last year for New Mexico State. They lost all of those games, and he said, I didn't play well because I was putting a lot of pressure on myself. Eventually, he got back in there. It was actually the game against UMass, and he said, I just started having fun again.
Yeah, and that's what it takes for a quarterback. And it's such a complex position. There's so many things you got to do and look at and read. But at the end of the day, you got to trust your training and go out there and let it rip, and that's what he does best.
An empty backfield for Pavia. As he looks at 2nd and 8. UMass, they're bringing the pressure, gets the throw off quickly, and it is picked off. Michael Opong got his hands on that to get the first interception of the season for UMass. An 11-yard return.
Don Brown, he likes to bring pressure on defense. He brings a man off the quarterback's left side there. Has to get rid of this ball a little bit. It's a little bit high. And Opong just makes a play. What a great break on the football. He read the quarterback's eyes. And that defense, which really led the way for UMass last year, comes up big early.
Rocky, this was a top 10 defense in the country last season. They were relying on it all year, and now they're hoping their offense can pick up here in this second year. K'Ron Lynch-Adams, the man in the backfield, to the right of Tyson Pumachan. They went 3 and out on their first drive of the game. This is Pumachan keeping it himself, and he will get out of bounds enough for a first down. B.J. Scalark was the guy who pushed him out.
It's a good-looking play, a little split zone, a little read option at a UMass, and that's what Tyson Pumachan can do. Use those legs. Effect.
I apologize. Gain of 8. The far marker had him as a first down. 2nd and 2 now coming up for UMass. They're a team known for running the ball, but we talked to offensive coordinator Steve Kasula. He wants to get to the ball to the edges at some point. Here's Pumachan. A quick throw in the slot. That's complete there to Anthony Simpson. And now into the red zone. A gain of 17.
And Anthony Simpson, he's one of the 2 transfer wide receivers coming in that are electrifying players. Formerly an Arizona guy. Shined all camp. You also see Mark Pope, former transfer at Jackson State. Again, those add that speed to that offense, making them a threat in the pass game.
1st and goal. Pumachan under center. There's a handoff to the wide receiver around the edge, and in there for a touchdown. Anthony Simpson, the Arizona transfer, as UMass gets on the board first. A 10-yard rushing touchdown, and this is the offense UMass wants to rely on this year.
Touchdowns were few and far between for this team last year, and here we go early in this first quarter. They get the turnover, a little run by Pumachan, a nice pass, and then you see the speed. That was the difference. They just feel like they have those playmakers. You've got to have speed in today's football, someone that can get to the edge, get to the perimeter, and Simpson showed why he can be that guy this year.
Cameron Carson is on to attempt the extra point. And his kick is up and good. A 7-0 lead for UMass. People may have had jokes on this team last season, but this team has big goals. They want to make a bowl game this year. Anthony Simpson in the end zone. Schriffen. How about that start for UMass?
Great start. Again, a team that just sputtered a lot last year offensively, but they get the early turnover. And you see Tyson Pumachan, some effectiveness running the football, and then some accuracy in the short game, just getting the ball in the hands of playmakers. They didn't have a ton of those last year, but we saw Anthony Simpson with the big touchdown run. We'll also see Mark Pope. They got some guys that can fly out there.
Our first Thursday night game of college football season, number 14 Utah. They host Florida. It is Thursday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN and the app. How about that for week one matchup?
About that. I'm excited. Hopefully Cam Rising, he tore that ACL in the Rose Bowl last year. Hopefully he's back and can be effective. It's an explosive offense. And then for Florida, they start the post-Anthony Richardson era. We'll see how that goes.
All right, so Diego Pavia was picked off on his first drive. What's the key for the quarterback to get back on track?
I just think they got to settle down. I'm not too worried about them right now. You know, a little bit of hiccups early on there, but I think try to keep establishing that run game and then let Diego Pavia run around and create a bit.
Monte Watkins, Star Thomas, the two backs in the backfield. First and 10 does give it up. This is the bigger back, Star Thomas. You see he just drags dudes. 6 feet, 225, and he picked up 5 yards.
Yeah, Star Thomas, 6 foot, 225. Also have Jamani Jones at running back, who's 6'2", 225. Jerry Kill likes to just slug away at defense with his big backs.
And this is a Star Thomas who has trimmed down from last season. He's lost about 10 to 15 pounds. And there's the running back room for New Mexico State.
We've got the two big backs, and then don't forget about Monte Watkins. He's a 10'4", 100-meter guy. He's the speed, get him in space running back. So nice running backs there for the Aggies.
Pavia taking his time, calling out the signals to his offense. 2nd and 5. They go to the ground again, making a jump cut. This is Thomas again. And this one's going to be close. So they do give him the first down. First down of the game for New Mexico State.
You see they're just staying patient, trying to establish that run game.
How about this pace of the offense right now for the Aggies?
I like it. You know, they have the ability to speed it up a little bit, slow it down. But the thing you see out of New Mexico State, as we've seen today already, is so many formations. They give the defense just a ton to think about out there.
Bobbled snap. Pavia gets it back. Throwing, crossing over the middle is Chris Bellamy. And he'll be tripped up for a gain of about 3.
What a great job by Pavia, just saving that play from utter disaster. Able to come up with it, and still you see his size. He's not a guy that can really stand in that pocket too much, being as short as he is, but he's able to get it out. The thing with him is he knows the timing of these receivers. He knows where they're going to be and when they're going to be there.
When we talked to Pavia yesterday, he admitted, he goes, there are times I cannot see over my offensive line. He goes, but I have a better understanding of the playbook. I know where everyone's supposed to be.
And it's just trusting that those guys are going to be there, yeah.
UMass showing pressure. 2nd and 7. They do send the blitz. And Pavia gets it off. And will complete that one to Jordan Smith, another pickup of 3.
You can tell this New Mexico State offense is just kind of feeling things out a little bit. They're trying some runs. They're going to try some quick game. I think that's always important, especially first game of the year. You're trying to figure out yourself a little bit and kind of what your team is being the first game. Then you're also just testing out what works against that defense, and you can go from there as the game goes on.
So a 3rd and 4 coming up for the Aggies.
Got to keep Diego Pavia in this pocket.
Pavia scanning to his left, throwing on the slant is broken up. It was intended for Trent Hudson. And Jordan Mahoney came up to make the stop.
Don Brown defense, one characteristic is they're like the blitz. You see about 6 guys up on that line of scrimmage. Bring the pressure into Pavia's face. And then just a nice play on the outside by Mahoney. That's a fantastic job forcing another punt.
So Zach Haynes will come on to punt for New Mexico State. Isaac Ross will back up and let that one sail over his head. Wow, that ball just checked up, and it will be down at the 2-yard line. Nice job on special teams. A 57-yard punt for Zach Haynes, flipping the field for the Aggies. Welcome back to Las Cruces, New Mexico, where UMass with a 7-0 lead over New Mexico State. All right, Rocky, I want to hear about the 3 things you are excited about for this upcoming college football season.
No, it should be a fantastic year. And I think for me, number one, the Pac-12 and the modern iteration of the Pac-12, probably the last year for it. But I think some great teams, Washington, Oregon State, USC, I think all can be in that conversation for the college football playoffs. Michael Penix, a potential Heisman guy. And then same faces in new places. Of course, Deion Sanders at Colorado. Luke Fickell goes to Wisconsin. Sam Hartman looked good as a transfer quarterback at Notre Dame today. And then Texas is back. No, we are not talking about Texas, John, until they win some games. Week 2 at Alabama, week 4 at Baylor. They do good in those. Then I'll start talking about Texas.
All right, fair enough. So they actually spotted that punt at the 5-yard line. That's where UMass offense will take over. Scoring a touchdown on their last drive, Tyson Pumachan. He will hand it off to Kayron Lynch-Adams. And he gets a gain of 2. So Tyson Pumachan, his first start since high school, how does he look so far?
I think he looks good so far. He's been effective in the run game. We saw a quick pass there to Anthony Simpson. Getting the ball in his hand. I think he looks confident out there. I'd like to see him open him up a little bit.
Spent 4 years as a backup at Clemson and Georgia Tech. Now gets a chance to be the guy here at UMass. Keeps it himself, trying to get around that corner. Has a good block there by Falai. And a late penalty flag will come in at the end after picking up 8 yards.
After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, defense.
2nd and 6. Pumachan, get off me. Throwing incomplete. You see that slipperiness he's got.
And strength. This is a tough New Mexico State defense. And he stood in there and a little stiff arm, threw someone down. Let's see it here. Yeah, that's a defensive lineman too. Nice job here, but here's where a quarterback makes his money, John. 3rd down. Can you find a way to convert?
3rd and 6.
New Mexico State showing some pressure from the linebacker position.
DeWozier's in at running back. And didn't look like they got the play off. A timeout is called.
Timeout, New Mexico State. Their first of the half. Please reset the game clock to 5 minutes and 12 seconds. Media timeout.
Welcome back here in the first quarter. UMass with a 7-0 lead over New Mexico State. For the Minutemen, they went 1-11 last year. A big reason for that was their offense. You take a look at the numbers where they ranked in the country, not good.
Dreadful. I mean, you're talking just 4 total passing touchdowns last year to 14 interceptions to go along with those numbers. But so far today, looking pretty good.
Don Brown brought in 27 transfers, 15 of them from Power 5 schools, totally revamped this offense, and they've got a 3rd and 6 coming up. Pumachan has time, incomplete, as he short-hopped his receiver, George Johnson.
And New Mexico State right there, John, decided to just rush 3 and drop 8. They want to drop a bunch of guys into coverage and take away those tight window throws. You got a new quarterback, and you figure maybe he's having a little trouble reading the field early on here. I thought it was a good move there. You know, he's a hard guy. You bring pressure on him. First thing he initially wants to do is take off and run. He can do that well. So you drop 8 into coverage. Don't give him anywhere to throw the football. Great job by New Mexico State.
Kaloji is on for his second punt of the game. His first punt was 36 yards for UMass as Jordan Smith is waiting deep for New Mexico State. And a penalty flag before the snap. It's week 0.
Yeah,
we kind of expected
flags
this.
early on. You
It's all right.
expect that, yeah.
False start. Offense. Number 47. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
You look at Don Brown there. I really enjoyed talking with him this week. He spoke about how even in year 46, just loves being around young people, loves coaching them, loves turning these guys into young men.
You know, it was interesting because Jerry Kill said basically the same thing.
It was very, very cool. Both their answers to that question of why are you still doing this were about the same.
All right, there's the punt by Kaloji. Goes off the side of his foot, out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. And it'll be good starting field position for New Mexico State, as they will start it at the 40 after a 31-yard punt. All right, so Diego Pavia comes back out on the field. 5:01 to play here in this first quarter. This was the game where he turned things around. He came off the bench against UMass. They were down, and he just took over.
Yeah, he was just looking for someone to make a play, and that's what he did. And then, as you mentioned earlier, he just kind of cut it loose, started having fun, playing his brand of football. You just love his story. No recruitments out of high school, goes to New Mexico Military Institute, helps them win a championship. He's just a guy, John, that over and over and over, folks have tried to find someone else. They try to find any reason to bring someone else in to play quarterback, but he keeps doing the job.
Little trickeration. This is Eli Stowers. He's the transfer from Texas A&M. And off the misdirection, picking up 12 yards. Now, they said he's a great athlete. He was a high jumper in high school, and he showed the wheels.
He did. Just a guy look, football's about getting your best players on the field. And Eli Stowers, he's not going to start at quarterback, but you can see him there getting that shot's going to go to the outside. And again, just an athlete.
Now, he was brought in to give Pavia some quarterback competition, and Pavia said, I welcomed it. He loved the competition, and he kept his starting job. On the ground, Jamani Jones picks up 4. That says a lot about his character when he welcomes a quarterback competition.
I mean, how many quarterbacks just transfer at the first sight of any sort of competition in today's football, right? No, he, even as good as he was last year, my opinion, the reason they had that magical season, they still bring in someone to compete against him, and he loves it. Kind of goes back to that wrestling background he has, right? Where, hey, it's one-on-one. I got to, you know, who's going to step up to that level of competition, and so far he's done that.
He's a tough kid out of Albuquerque. And now here he is competing in Las Cruces. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Aggies. Pavia keeps it. Still manages. No, they blew the play dead. They said he was down. Pavia's like, really? Tyler Rudolph is credited with the sack, but Pavia thought he got rid of it.
Aggies fans don't like that either. They say, hey, that's what our guy does.
Quarterback was in the grab. 3rd down.
And I love this scheme here. They bring a couple guys off the outside. They have someone accounting for the running back and someone, Rudolph, accounting for the quarterback.
Sub.
They call him in the grass, I guess, but that's a good scheme they bring. He's reading that defensive end, but they bring that safety off that side as well to account for the quarterback.
So off the sack, a loss of 10 brings up 3rd and a mile. UMass crowding that line of scrimmage.
6 on the line.
3rd and 17. Pavia has pressure, is flushed out to his left. On the run, looking for some help. He will tuck it, and he will take a big hit He picks up 6, and you can see the offensive linemen, they got to protect their quarterback. They didn't like the shot, but Pavia, he's a runner. He's fair game.
He's fair game, and I'll tell you what, I like those 2 third-down calls by UMass. The third down before they bring 6, bring some pressure, and try to heat up Pavia right there. They show that pressure, then drop 3 out, only rush 3, try to get in those lanes, and still have the speed on defense to rally to Pavia as he scrambles. That was nice.
So the clock ticks under 2 minutes here in this first quarter as the punt team on again for New Mexico State. Haynes will be kicking it away to Isaac Ross. Haynes trying to down it inside the 5, checks up, and another nice punt. A 44-yard punt, and that is down at the 4.
That's good team football, you know. Your offense struggling a little bit, play the field position game, excellent punt.
Help people affected by the Hawaii wildfires. You can donate at redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover. You know, Rocky, I live in Las Vegas. It is known as the 9th Island. There are so many Hawaiian transplants who live in Las Vegas. There have been so many relief efforts because Maui needs so much help right now after the devastating wildfires.
It's just terrible what's happened to them out there. That great little town out there, Lahaina. And I know a lot of folks stepping up, trying to help them folks out.
UMass back on offense, pinned back inside the 5. Pumachan will give it off to his running back. That's Lynch Adams. And he's a guy who the coaching staff says he is hard to bring down because of something they call contact balance. Describe that.
That's when you get hit, are you still able to keep your balance? Because as a running back, you're going to get hit. Some guys get hit and they get knocked on their backside, they get knocked over, but he's still able to keep that balance, keep those feet in the ground and trudge forward.
Picked up 11 yards, a first down. So first and 10 from the 15 for UMass. Greg DeRosier in at running back. And Simpson is blown up in the backfield. Jeremiah Vessel. There's a loss of 4.
It's a great job. You see that upgrade in speed on this New Mexico State defense. Just pulling the trigger, see it and go hit it. UMass is really making an effort to try to get to the perimeter and utilize that newfound speed they have, but New Mexico State's secondary has some speed of their own.
Final seconds here in this first quarter. Is this the kind of game you expected, defensive battle?
Yeah, a little bit, especially, I mean, UMass offensively.
That's the end of the
Mexico
first
State
quarter.
doesn't know what to expect from them. A lot of new faces, so, but a good start to this game.
Anthony Simpson ran in the lone touchdown of the game for UMass in that first quarter. It was set up by the interception by Michael Opong. UMass, not the laughingstock anymore. They've got the early lead after 1. All right, Don, good stuff as Pumachan slides forward there alongside Don Davenport and Rocky Boyman and John Triffin. That, what I love right there, we're going to see that throughout college football. We get more access to players and coaches. We're going to have more in-game interviews just like that.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, especially getting Jerry Kill's thoughts, and I agree. Diego Pavia just trying to do too much. That's what playmakers like to do. He's got to settle down, let those other 10 teammates of his do some work.
3rd and 10 for the Minutemen. Pumachan looking to the right and almost picked off. Keontae Glinton had his hands on it, knocked it down, brings up 4th down.
And then Jordan Mahoney, or excuse me, there was 2 guys in the area there. That's a poor decision by Tyson Pumachan to throw that ball in double coverage.
So Kaloji will come out to punt again for UMass. Smith waiting at the New Mexico State logo. Backing up. He'll have a chance to return this one. Making a move up the middle. a 49-yard punt. And Jordan Smith, a short return of 4. Can New Mexico State's offense get on track after Jerry Kill's speech to his quarterback? We'll come back after this. Second quarter, UMass with a 7-0 lead over New Mexico State. This is White Sands National Monument. It's about 45 minutes away from Las Cruces. It is 145,000 acres of just white sand. Rocky, here's the best part. You can get on a sled and just go down those dunes like you're on, like it's snow. It is so cool. There's so many great places to visit here in New Mexico.
So it's like Michigan in the winter. Just instead of a snow sled, you get on a sand sled. That's beautiful out there.
Kylan Young, a short gain over that right side. So when Jerry Kill said his quarterback, Diego Pavia, was doing too much, what's the adjustment for his guy now?
I think in some of his reads, you know, he's reading that defensive end, whether he's going to hand the ball to the running back or keep it for himself. I think he needs to just go with that handoff, right? Go hand that ball to that running back, let him pound away inside a little bit instead of trying to put everything on his shoulders.
Showing pressure on 2nd and 8. Young gets the touch again, and not much room up front. When we talked to defensive coordinator Keith Dzinski, he said he wanted a wall up front. Dawn, what you got for us?
Yeah, you know, you guys are talking about Diego, and Coach said him trying to do too much. It's not a surprise, though, because I talked to his teammates, and they all told me that he wants all of the pressure on himself. Like, he wants the carry. He wants to be the one that has to fight for those yards. He wants to fight for his team. So when Coach said that, it totally fits his personality and what his teammates told me all week long about him.
And as a coach, Don, you love that out of your quarterback, but he needs to realize, hey, I got 10 other capable guys around me. Let's let them help us out a little bit.
Let's see if they can convert here on 3rd and 7.
This is where he likes to scramble around, create and extend.
Penalty flag.
30 seconds.
It was actually their second, so New Mexico State will have 1 timeout remaining here in this half. See, Rory Bernard, he's all over it.
He's listening to you.
Our Week 1 ABC College Football tripleheader is capped off by the Duke's Mayo Classic. Number 21 Tar Heels. They take on the Gamecocks. It is Saturday, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Now, the College Game Day crew will kick off the season right there in Charlotte at 9 a.m. Eastern. That is going to be a very fun quarterback matchup in that game.
Drake May, our crew got to see him twice last year. I think the guy that can vie against Caleb Williams to be that person to win the Heisman Trophy. He is that good. Now, he's got to do it with a different offensive coordinator. Phil Longo goes on to Wisconsin, but Drake May, folks, is the real deal. They just need to get more out of that defense in North Carolina.
So out of the timeout, New Mexico State.
Look at UMass overloading that left side. Now they're going to back out of it.
Pavia out of the shotgun, working on 3rd and 7. They hand it off. This is to Young again up the middle. A gain of 4. What do you think about that play call?
I don't love that play call, but I'll tell you what I do like. UMass defense up front is getting after it. I know they want to run the ball, but they're having a hard time because those dudes up front for UMass are active. They're going to force the punt here. I really would have liked to seen them just get the ball in the hands of Diego Pavia, let him make something happen, give him a run-pass option, or if it isn't there, he can just tuck it and use his legs. Not sure what that thought process was there.
So Zach Haynes on for his 3rd punt here in this first half. Trying to angle it into the corner. And it goes out of bounds. And they will spot it at the 20. we will step aside as UMass holding on to a 7-0 lead. After we come back, Ryan McGee will come on to talk about the Group of 5, which he follows so closely. Thanks for joining us here in Las Cruces, New Mexico, as UMass has a 7-0 lead over New Mexico State. Alongside Rocky Boyman, Don Davenport, I'm John Trippin. We are pleased to be joined by Ryan McGee, one of the best sports writers in the business, writes for ESPN.com. And he has a great column every week highlighting Group of 5 participants. And I know you've talked about UMass a lot. They have turned things around. They have high expectations for this season, Ryan.
Yeah, and listen, that's the best part of getting to write this piece you're talking about, the column that shall not be named out of respect for the teams on the field right now. But the best part is when a program turns it around. How great. I watch so much New Mexico State football, and then they go to a bowl game and win a bowl game. How great is that? And UMass looks like a team maybe got a chance to go to a bowl game for the first time since the 70s. How amazing would that be?
And Ryan, this is the upside of the transfer portal, right? As a fan, you no longer have to wait 2 and 3 and 4 years for your team to rebuild. You bring in a bunch of transfers up to 20 like UMass did, and boom, they all of a sudden look pretty good and can vie for something.
Yeah, and also it's that delicate balance, right, between bringing in the transfers, but also keeping the guys you need. The entire offensive line is back. So you keep the guys you need, and then you bring in the guys that you need to help those guys. And yeah, I give a lot of credit to both of these schools because they kept the core, right?
So on third down, a late flag comes in from the sideline. Let's see what this flag is about.
What number? After the play, personal foul, late hit to the face, offense, number 7. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, correction. Half distance penalty from the end of the run. The down will count, third down.
So that's the wide receiver for UMass, Mark Pope. He's the transfer, started his career at Miami, then went to Jackson State, and they're hoping for big things out of him this season.
And Ryan, let me go back to you on this. How do you think a program benefits from having, in this case, UMass, a guy like Don Brown, who's coached for 46 years?
No, it's huge. And Jerry Kill, it's guys that have seen everything, right? You're not going to, even with the new rules and transfer and NIL, whatever, you're not going to throw anything at these guys that they probably haven't already seen or probably even seen something weird or wouldn't even know about, right? So, yeah, if you can coach, you can coach. And both of these guys we know that can coach. And so you don't have to worry about the X's and O's. You just got to get the guys in there to execute those X's and O's.
Sean Harris with the completion on 3rd and 19. Not going to be enough for the first down. Ryan, what's cool about week 0 is that we get to highlight some schools that may not get the shine throughout the rest of the year. Are there any other schools you've been watching or you want to give them their due here on week 0?
Yeah, and listen, I think you guys are going to see a couple schools next week that I would have told everyone, a year ago, 2 years ago in week 0, watch Tulane, watch South Alabama, and y'all should have listened to me because they both won double-digit games, right, and played in bowl games. And so, yeah, to me, right. It's about those teams. Again, the most rewarding part of covering teams and writing about teams that are struggling is when they turn the corner. I just sent my daughter off to college. That's what it feels like. When a team has struggled for 10 years and then all of a sudden they win a bowl game, you're like, I feel like I'm graduating with them.
We're going to find out. That's right.
2nd and 5. The handoff to the outside. There's Monte Watkins. And Watkins breaks this one open. No one's going to get him a house call. An 80-yard touchdown. And New Mexico State is on the board.
There's the explosion that New Mexico State was waiting on. And you saw that 10-4 sprinter speed of Monte Watkins. And a fantastic job. Watch the lead block by Jamani Jones. Bang, kicking that corner out, and then see you later. Look at the speed.
extra point is up and good as Monte Watkins, who transferred in from TCU last season, ties up this game at 7 apiece. Ryan McGee, we thank you. We are going to watch for your column all week throughout the season. And
thank
we
you,
got
boys.
a good one here in Las Cruces.
I'll see you on Marty McGee over at ESPN.com. Week 0.
For New Mexico State, they tie this thing up 7-7. They get that offense rolling. And we talked, John, about their running backs. 3 great ones. They use 1, 2, all 3 of them. Jamani Jones and Star Thomas blocking on the outside and on the perimeter. Hand the ball to your guy that runs 10-4 in the 100 meters. And Sia wouldn't want to be just a great job utilizing your best players out there and a great scheme, kicking those guys out, and he takes it to the house.
So now the question is, do we have a quarterback controversy? Who's going to get the next drive for New Mexico State?
It's interesting, because on one hand you say Diego Papi has done enough last year to earn the job and not have to look over his shoulder all the time. But you got to win a game. You got to find a way to find a spark for your team. And, it wasn't Stowers that did anything exceptional on that drive at quarterback, but he handed the ball to the right guy, and they get on the board. Maybe got them a little more momentum going offensively.
So all smiles for Monte Watkins. As head coach Jared Kill making the call.
The game is being suspended due to a drone being in the stadium. The drone must leave the stadium enclosure for us to continue the game.
Issue with a drone that's being flown around the state. So we're still waiting for the drone to leave the stadium. And while we wait, waiting the kickoff for UMass to get the ball back.
I mean, this is the way of the world these days, right? These drones are everywhere, and who's flying it, where they stand it, who knows? So
It's all right. Yeah. Hit the DJ to pump up the crowd while we wait. That's all good. All right, next Sunday night, number 5, LSU. They take on number 8, Florida State in the Camping World kickoff game in Orlando. Our coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Florida State made a lot of noise in the offseason. Now it's up to them what they can do on the field. That's a big matchup.
That's right. They got a Heisman Trophy candidate in Jordan Travis. Got probably ACC's best running back in Trey Benson. But I'll tell you what, LSU's got a ball club coming back as well. Young, powerful offensive line. Maybe one of the best defensive players in college football. Harold Perkins. Should be a good one.
Anthony Simpson is the man in motion. Pumachan keeps it, a dart over the middle. Completes it to George Johnson. And there's the arm everybody loves out of Tyson Pumachan, a gain of 23.
That is your RPO, right? Run pass option. He fakes the run, has the option to run it himself unless that window opens up like that on the slant. Perfect execution, timing, and a well-thrown ball. That's a confidence builder for Tyson Pumachan.
Let me talk to the UMass Hokies staff. I asked about Tyson Pumachan. As a handoff goes on the left side, Lynch Adams gets out of bounds. I asked, why do you think Pumachan didn't get on the field at Clemson or Georgia Tech? And they were real. They're like, look, we weren't there. We don't know. But what we have seen out of him, he is a D1 quarterback, and he can be a star.
He can, and I think the reason is usually when it happens to quarterbacks like that with his skill set, it's just he hasn't been able to read the field well enough to be a starting quarterback. That's the number one thing you got to do is be able to see the field, who's open, who's not, where's the pressure coming from. But I think the more experience he gets, the more confidence he builds, the better he'll get at that.
Lynch Adams picked up 7, 2nd and 3. Pumachan keeps it, and he picks up maybe 1. It'll bring up 3rd and short.
Hey guys, I want to add, I actually asked Tyson himself that same exact question, and he just told me sometimes timing is everything, and he finally feels like he's in the right place at the right time now. You know, he said this time it feels different. He's more spiritual. He's a better teammate. He's a better man. Guys, there were no nerves from him either during warm-ups on the sideline right now. He's very comfortable in this role right now.
Yeah, and he looks confident out there, Don. It's a big play for him in this offense right here, though.
3rd and 2 for UMass. They hand it off. Lynch Adams with the stutter step breaks through that hole. They said he's hard to bring down, and he shows you why. He needed 2, and he picked up 14.
What a fantastic run by Lynch Adams. Last year, the runner Ellis Merriweather, he was their bell cow. He now goes on trying to chase his NFL dream, but Lynch Adams, see, is a running back. There's going to be unblocked guys. Can you make one guy miss? Can you make 2 guys miss? He did that right there and picks up a huge first down for this offense.
He looked like Rini and Golia, a UMass legend, breaking through the hole. Trying to bring back the heyday of UMass here. The end around, Anthony Simpson got a blocker out in front, and he is banged down inside the 15.
I'll tell you what, John, I really like what Steve Castillo's doing with this offense. I think just keeping this defense off balance. Watch the misdirection. Okay, we're handing off, now we're going that way, we're getting an end around coming back the other side. It just makes you so hesitant as a defender. You don't know where that ball is going to squirt out at.
Good looking drive for UMass here. Simpson in motion again on 1st and 10, handoff Lynch Adams. And the defense for New Mexico State pushed him back, a loss of 1. That was Jeremiah Vessel again there on the stop. Tackle.
Vessel's played a good game here so far. Good job. We talk about they'll rotate a lot of guys on that defense.
Second and 11. Lynch Adams cannot break free from that first tackler. Maybe got 1, but Nikhil Webb-Walker, he's one of 2 players in the FBF from Jamaica, making the stop there.
And how about him, 6'6", 270 pounds. That is a grown man out there. He used those long arms to fight off a block and make a tackle. Now here we go. What are they going to decide to do against Tyson Pumachan? I think they bring some pressure, try to make him feel uncomfortable. They're showing that look.
3rd and 11. DeWosier goes out to the right. A jump ball in the end zone, incomplete. They threw it up for Simpson, but Pumachan, just too much air underneath, incomplete.
And they did. They chose to try to light up Pumachan, some twist games, brought some pressure, got it right in his face, and forced the errant throw. You just can't let a new quarterback get comfortable back there. You got to make him think, make him move around, make him feel like he's getting pressure.
This will be a 21-yard field goal attempt for Cameron Carson. Excuse me, 31-yard. Snap is clean, kick is up, and it's good. So UMass retakes the lead off the field goal by Carson. Don Brown, the defensive mastermind, has his team up by 3. Now, he's been everywhere as a defensive coordinator. He's been at Dartmouth, Maryland, Boston College, Michigan. He was most recently in Arizona in 2021. That's when he got the call asking if he would be interested in the UMass job. Well, he said this would be the second time he would be the head coach. And he talked to his wife, Debbie. He's been married to her for 45 years. And Debbie said to him, "I've never told you what to do a single day in your life, but today, we're going home."
We're going home, you know, and credit to her, the wives of these coaches, they do such an amazing job of standing by their husbands through all these tough times and late nights and all that. But finally, she said, "I'm going to be a little selfish."
Send it back to Bristol with Kevin.
All right, John, coming up at the half, we will recap Sam Hartman's debut with Notre Dame and consider how he could potentially impact the Irish here in 2023. Plus, Caleb Williams, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, back in action. We'll check in on USC, and we'll look ahead to that Florida and Utah matchup coming your way Thursday night. Coming up when you join me, Sam Acho, and Trevor Matich at the half.
All right, appreciate that. How about this? Eli Stowers is back out for his second drive, replacing the starter, Diego Pavia, at Mexico State.
Yeah, young kid. He's an athlete. A Texas A&M transfer. He was in last year, so they got explosive play.
Stowers on the option with the pitch. That's to Monte Watkins, and you see the different dynamic he brings at quarterback for the Aggies.
It's foot speed, right? I mean, he got to that edge quick, and then with the ability to run that option the way he did, that's hard to cover. Watch how quickly he gets to the perimeter. That's what you got to do if you run the option. Stress that outside corner, and then the quick pitch. It's a great play. I just think it's the measurables of Stowers, right? He's faster, he's a little taller, bigger arm strength. He's the future, I think Jerry Kill might want to say, leading this offense.
And off is to start Thomas. And Thomas, you're going to feel him at the end of those runs, all 225 pounds of him. When you were a linebacker at Notre Dame in the NFL, what was the key for big running backs like Thomas?
Go low. That's absolutely what you got to do. You start, there's a tendency, everybody, I don't care who you are, everybody likes to tackle high, right? But you can't do that against some of those bigger guys. I think back to, tackling Jerome Bettis or Marshawn Lynch. So those guys, you better go low or you're going to end up on your backside.
Picked up 6 on first down. There's that 3 running back formation again. 2nd and 4. Giovanni Jones got the carry on that time. All 3 running backs have been effective for New Mexico State. You never know which one's going to get the rock.
And that's tough on a defense. You don't know who's going to get it. They line up all over the place. Is it in the dive? Is it on the jet sweep on the perimeter? And now you got the option look we're getting out of Stowers.
Faked me out. I didn't realize he still had it.
He got vertical quick on that thing, too.
1st and 10. Keeps it himself, directing traffic. Stowers, and he'll get out of bounds.
There's nothing like deception that'll slow down a defense. UMass's defense has come out there, they're flying around. They made a bunch of plays earlier, so let's give them this option. Look, 3 running backs in the backfield. Things are going this way, that way.
Also, the tempo for this offense feels a little quicker with Stowers in at quarterback. They only have 1 timeout left to work with here in this first half, 1:24 to play.
Still plenty of time, but yeah, they got to start pushing this thing a little bit.
2nd and 4. Handoff is to Thomas, and wrapped up. A late flag comes in deep. It was no gain, but let's see what the flag was.
Might be a horse collar. Bradley, looks like he hit her on the name.
Personal foul, face man, defense, number 11. 15-yard penalty is added to the end of the run, automatic first down.
So a critical penalty called against Najee Logan.
I thought it was going to be Marcus Bradley. He's the guy that brought him down, but oh yeah, you see Logan right there with the hands on the face. Yeah, that's right out there where the officials can see it. That's no good.
4th penalty of the game for 37 yards against UMass.
I'd like to see Stowers attempt a pass here. Try to got this defense on their heels a little bit with that option look. Let's put one in the air.
Looking to throw, and it is dropped. A huge sack by Billy Wooden. And that was Diego Pavia back in at quarterback, a loss of 5.
And they were trying to hit the running back star Thomas. He releases right up the gut, but there was just too much pressure in the face of Pavia. And Billy Wooden
Please place 1
Tim
minute
Beck,
on
the
the clock.
offensive coordinator,
Reset the
talked
game
about.
clock
He was the
to 1
guy we
minute.
had to watch out for, big number 42. You'll see Star Thomas release right up the middle of the field. It's there, but the
This
pressure
is the third
is
and
too
final
quick.
timeout for New Mexico State.
And right
30
into
seconds.
the chops of Bobby.
So New Mexico State burns their third and final timeout here in this half with a minute to play. 2nd and 15. How about this now? They're using 2 quarterback system for the Aggies.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing for a defense. Yeah, I think there's certain things Stowers has shown he can do well. I think the speed to the perimeter, but I think Pavia, just the understanding of the offense, the ability to be slippery and create, gives him an advantage as well. But I think right here, a minute to go in the half, you go with a guy who's had a little bit more experience right now, Diego Pavia.
So Stowers got him to this end of the field, and now it's Pavia's job to punch it into the end zone with a minute to work with here in this first half. No timeouts remaining in the half for the Aggies. Pavia out of the shotgun on 2nd and 15. UMass showing blitz up the middle. It's picked up. Pavia with time throws across the field, and Chris Bellamy reels it in. What a great job of protection up front by New Mexico State.
Did not get out of bounds, though. The clock is going to continue to run.
He picked up 9. It'll bring up 3rd and 6. Under 45 seconds to play here in this half. And a flag before the snap. Was it a false start or was it offsides? It looked like it was on the edge.
Offside. Defense. Number 12. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's the
We're gonna call on the
quarterback,
snap.
Isaiah Rutherford.
Yeah, he's in playing man-to-man coverage. He's trying to jump the receiver, but just was too quick. You see him up there to the outside. He wants to get his quick hands on him, but he's got to have that ball snap first. 3 wide receivers at the bottom of the screen here. Some sort of concept.
3rd and 1. Pavia keeps it, and he is stood up at the line of scrimmage.
I think they're going to try to rush the field goal team on here and get a quick field goal. Remember, no timeouts. You practice this scenario, getting that team on there quick. Let's see if they can get it off and be accurate.
This would be a 36-yard field goal attempt for Ethan Albertson. Good snap. Kick is up. And he got it. 3 seconds to play here in the half. Fielded at the 15. And that's how the first half will end. It's been a defensive battle. Who's going to break first? A 10-10 ball game at the half between New Mexico State and UMass. We send it now to Bristol for the halftime report with Kevin Connor, Sam Acho, and Trevor Matich. Welcome back inside Aggie Memorial Stadium. We are tied at the half, 10 apiece between UMass and New Mexico State. Alongside my partner, former Notre Dame and NFL linebacker Rocky Boyman, Don Davenport on the sideline. I'm John Shrippen. We get set to start this third quarter. And because New Mexico State won the toss and deferred, they will get the ball first here in this third quarter. Cameron Carson will boot things away. And bringing it out of the end zone. Not much doing for P.J. Johnson. Excuse me, that's Reggie Akles. Dawn.
Yeah, guys, Coach Jerry Kill told me you're going to see both his quarterbacks this half, both Diego Pavia and Eli Stowers. It just depends on what they're doing offensively. You see 3 backs out there. Most likely that's going to be Eli Stowers. Everything else, probably Diego. He said they've got to find a way to balance out this Don Brown defense. The 3 backs may be a way that they can do it. And, guys, he said it's nothing that Diego has or has not done. This was somewhat of the plan all along.
Yeah, and I think that three-back set with Stowers at quarterback has been real effective. It's given their long game-breaking touchdown. And I just think Stowers' speed to that corner is really effective. But Diego Pavia knows the ins and outs of this offense more, especially when it comes to the pass game. So, yes, looks like we'll continue to see both.
Let's be real. This is a guy who his entire life has been told things that he cannot do.
Right.
Too short, too this, too that, and every single time he has stepped up to the plate and proved people wrong. There was a quarterback competition that he won over this past summer and fall camp. He's used to dealing with adversity.
Yeah, he's not fazed at all by, oh my God, some other quarterback's going to get a little action here. No, he's still supremely confident. You can see that in his eyes as we get a look at him.
Right. So a slight delay here to start this third quarter. The first down chain broke.
It's week 0. I mean, come on. There's things like this happen.
We had a drone. First down chain broke. What's going to be next? So Pavia gets the start here in this third quarter for New Mexico State. Jones on the carry to the left side, and he picks up about 3. Now, for both of these teams, it's been a while since they've opened the season with a win over an FBS opponent, but we do have an injured player down. That is Tyler Rudolph for UMass right now as the medical team attends to him. So we're going to step aside and let them attend to Rudolph. Tie ball game, 10-10 between UMass and New Mexico State. We come back to Las Cruces after this. Well, the good news, Tyler Rudolph walked off the field on his own power. But as we said before the injury, it's been a while since either of these teams have won their opening game against an FBS opponent. New Mexico State go back to 95, UMass 84. This is a huge game for both these teams.
No question. We talked about both are kind of in rebuilding mode. UMass certainly more than New Mexico State, but tie ball game 10-10. Should be fun.
So here we go. Get set to restart the action here in this third quarter. New Mexico State with Diego Pavia in at quarterback. 2nd and 7. Handoff, reversing course up the middle. Now is Jamani Jones. And he picked up 6. It'll be 3rd and short. Coach Kill, well, this is his 2nd season at the helm here in this rebuilding process for New Mexico State. This is what he does. He's rebuilt Minnesota, Southern Illinois, Northern Illinois. And this is not an easy rebuild here in New Mexico State. He actually put in his contract that certain things have to be done by a certain time in terms of facilities in order to become the head coach. He wants a complete overhaul here for the Aggies.
He's doing a fantastic job, and like you said, a tough place to build and have success, but he's done that early on, just as he's done his entire career.
3rd and 1, and that is whistled dead before the snap, and we have a timeout in New Mexico State.
First charge timeout, New Mexico State. 30 seconds in length.
Jerry Kill all kinds of fired up.
He's still got that passion. That is without a doubt. You take a look at the coaching timeline for Coach Kill. Talk about all the programs that he has rebuilt and what it takes to just start things over with a new culture, new everything. He was the interim head coach at TCU back in 2021. He got the call from New Mexico State. He said, guys, I'm coming. And now he's ahead of schedule, winning a bowl game in his first season at the helm.
And I think what's cool is in talking to him yesterday, he described how he's adapted over the years. You know, a lot of times these older coaches, they're, hey, this is the way we do things, this is the way I do it. No, he's talking about, you know, we go with shorter meetings. Guys with attention spans these days, we practice in the morning. So I think his ability to adapt with the times really connects with his players.
3rd and 1. Pavia is great in short yardage situations. He gives it off to his running back, Jones. Still trying to push, but he's going to be short. That's no gain.
I'll tell you what, Marcus Bradley for UMass is playing one heck of a football game at the end. He slices in there and stops that forward progress here. They look to be short.
So New Mexico State does not convert on 3rd and 1, and the punt team comes out.
And look at Bradley just wrestling with a 320-pound offensive lineman, locking him out, getting in that gap, and forcing a punt. That is one heck of a football play.
We said UMass can play defense. Top 10 defense last season, and they got some new pieces in the transfer portal. Haynes boots this one away. Isaac Ross will not field as it goes out of bounds. So a 42-yard punt as UMass will get their first touch here in the second half.
Hey guys, I want to add in a little bit about Jerry Kill. You guys talking about him adapting. Well, I'll tell you this, his players understanding still doing things his way though, because Kanan Yarrow told me one of Jerry Kill's favorite songs, Frank Sinatra's My Way, and that's exactly what he's done since he's got here. Yes, he's fighting for everything. He's building this program. He fights to get things done. What stood out to me is the respect that all the players have for this coach. They love him.
Yeah, I've heard people talk about he's both loved and feared, which is kind of what you want.
Pumachan, elusive, avoids the big hit. Eventually brought down at his ankles after a gain of 3. Now PU on the tackle for New Mexico State. Tyson Pumachan getting his first start since he played high school ball at Avon Old Farms in Connecticut. He was the backup at Clemson. He was the backup at Georgia Tech. Now he's getting his opportunity to be the starter. And you take a look at his numbers there in the first half.
And I think he's done some good things. I like to see him get his 2 transfer wide receivers, Mark Pope and Anthony Simpson, involved here.
Simpson is the man in motion. Handoff is to Lynch Adams. And he just runs straight ahead. And he picks up 3.
Here we go, 3rd down. Now, New Mexico State has really done a good job changing up their 3rd down look. They've brought pressure on Pumachan. They've dropped 8 and only rushed 3. I feel like this is a scenario, an area of the field where they're going to try to bring that pressure, get in his face, and force a bad throw.
On 3rd downs, UMass is 1 for 6 tonight. This is a 3rd and 4. Pumachan looking to throw. Puts some air underneath, and he's got his receiver, Simpson. The Arizona transfer points his finger. 1st down, a gain of 22.
What a great job. First of all, picking up the pressure. They did just that. They brought 5, stepped up a little bit in the pocket, and just delivered an absolute dime to the outside part of the field. And there he was, finding Anthony Simpson, who's had some great plays here today.
Rocky, we did not see this at all last season out of this UMass offense.
We've talked about it, right? Only 12.5 points per game, only 4 passing touchdowns the entire season. I mean, there's teams that have, and Caleb Williams has like 6 touchdown passes in a game. So I think UMass fans got to be pretty pleased with how this offense is performing so far.
Oh, what do you know? Another chain malfunction.
He's got the pliers out and the wrench. He's hooking that thing up there. Like we said, week 0.
We got our first Thursday night game of the college football season. Number 14, Utah. They host Florida Thursday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN and the app.
And I guess it's going to be former Wisconsin quarterback Graham Mertz is going to take the helm for Florida in the post-Anthony Richardson era. Yeah, they got a couple great running backs, Trevor Etienne and Montrell Johnson. Gators a bit disappointing last year, 6-7, but they look to turn that thing around.
Look at that sunset here in Las Cruces, New Mexico. We went out to eat last night. There's some phenomenal food here in town. And basically, they make everything with a Hatch green chili. This is the home of the Hatch Green chili. It's hot, and they put that thing on everything. Tabasco sauce, you can find that. That's where it all comes from. That's the chili that they make it here.
Usually anything that's in hot sauce that makes it hot that you'll find comes right here in Las Cruces. Pretty cool. Don Davenport, you were struggling with a little bit of that hot sauce last night, I think.
Why you got to call me out?
I'm just saying.
Everybody know that I can't handle the heat. Come on, Rock. I knew you were going to do that. I knew it.
I appreciate John for setting me up like that, you know.
Come on, Shrift. Give him a little elbow up there.
My bad.
No, we had a good time. La Posta last night was the place we went.
You really can't find a bad spot here in town.
No.
There's like a 5-block area where you can just roam around and enjoy all kinds of good food. All right, so they got the chains fixed. It is 1st and 10. Pumachan keeps it himself. Strong throw across the field. But Mark Pope is met immediately, a gain of 3.
Great job by B.J. Scalark. Eyes on the quarterback. As soon as he opens the throw, you break and you make an open field tackle. That's what you got to do as a cornerback.
Mark Pope is a guy out of high school. He was a top 50 recruit when he went to the University of Miami. They expect him to be a big part of this offense.
Yeah, he's another guy, kind of like Pumachan, looking to break through and get his opportunity.
There's Pumachan, and he just gets wrapped up at his ankles. Gain of 3. Strong tackle there by Mekhi Miller. But Pope, he had himself a good career at Miami. Was at Jackson State last season. There's so much speed and talent now. They want to get the ball to the outside.
Yeah, he's a guy. He's got a great catch radius, too, from what the coaches have talked about. I'd like to see Tyson Pumachan look his way here on this big 3rd down.
Empty backfield. 3rd and 4. Pumachan will keep it himself, and he snakes through that hole. Gets a 1st down to move the chains for the Minutemen, a gain of 5.
And we talked about the quarterback competition in UMass, but this is why Pumachan won it, because he can do this. He's a big, strong guy. And watch the block there by Gino Campiotti. He was a quarterback last year on this team. Now plays tight end, wraps around, bang. He may have been the nail, not the hammer on that, but he at least occupied the defender and allowed Pumachan to get forward for the 1st down.
Here comes the pressure. Picked up nicely. Pumachan with time. Completes it to the outside. That's Gino Campiotti. He was the quarterback on this team last year. The coaching staff, because they brought in all the quarterbacks, they looked at the roster and they said to him, hey, we love you. Would you consider switching positions? He goes, Coach, whatever it takes to win. And now he's a tight end.
And what a credit to him. Here's a guy, he's a 5th-year senior. How many reps, how much practice has he had trying to make his dream come alive as being a quarterback? But he says, you know what? I want to help this team. I want to get on the field. And everybody has raved about just the exceptional athlete that Campiotti is, and you saw it right there.
Picked up 16 on that one. 1st and 10 into the red zone. Pumachan keeps it himself. Spin move, just tripped up. Gets inside the 10, a gain of 4.
And Pumachan just needs a little crease. I think we're going to see more and more of this, especially this area of the field. Use that size he has. Just find a little hole and poke through it there. It's been very effective. Also, this area of the field, remember on their touchdown, was the end around Anthony Simpson. We would like to see them break that out again.
This will be the 9th play of the drive coming up for UMass. Simpson in motion, 2nd and 7. Keeper, and just blasted in the backfield. Keyshawn Elliott. A loss of 2.
Keyshawn Elliott is maybe the most athletic, dynamic player on this defense. He made a big-time play because I think Pumachan had a crease there. He reads it, comes up, takes on a block, fights it off, and makes a huge tackle for loss.
A big 3rd down coming up. It is 3rd and 9 for the Minutemen. Pumachan looking to throw, pressured up the middle. He is hit hard and incomplete. just broken up at the end. A nice play by Jeremiah Vessel. They were looking for Campiotti again.
And Vessel, what a fantastic job. That ball was put in a perfect spot. But he reaches that arm in there on the last second on Campiotti. That brings some pressure. Does a good job escaping, keeping the eyes downfield, taking a shot. Look, this ball's caught, but just pulls on that right wrist. Exceptional defensive play here, forcing the field goal.
Cameron Carson on to attempt a 29-yard field goal. He's already good from 31 today. Low kick and bangs it through as UMass retakes the lead. Oh.
Media timeout.
Welcome back to Las Cruces, New Mexico, where UMass is leading at 13-10 over New Mexico State. You know, it's been a tough 2 weeks for defensive coordinator Nate Dryling's family. His wife, Alexa, just diagnosed with breast cancer on August 10th at just 31 years old. You know, Coach told us a story. He said Alexa was nervous. She was crying, waiting for the results from her test. And their daughter, Baylor, went over, hugged her mommy, whispered in her ear, and said, "Mommy, just be strong." And so they have created bracelets for everybody to raise awareness about breast cancer, to raise support for Alexa and for their families, still waiting for results on what stage and, you know, what the treatment plans are in this story. But they have 3 kids, 4-year-old, 3-year-old, and 4-month-old. I talked to Alexa, too, and she told me, you know, if I did not have their 4-month-old, they wouldn't have caught it when they did catch it. So they are here. She has not started treatment yet. And, of course, in true DC style, he said, we got to put a game plan together. We got to get ready and put a game plan together.
You know, Don, it's certainly an emotional story, and we got to thank the Dryling family for even sharing it with us. Yeah. This is the first time this is becoming public, and on national TV, they wanted to make sure that this story got out there to bring awareness to breast cancer and cancer in general, to make sure people are aware at 31 years old it's possible to be diagnosed.
Well, credit to the Dryling family for, even in their time of grief right now and bad news, they're thinking of other people that are probably going through the same thing. So wish them all the best. The best, of course, to Alexa.
Mexico State with the ball back. Starr still on his feet and brought down. Tough running, picked up 9.
And this is where, if you're Jerry Kill and you're New Mexico State, you're thinking to yourself, hey, we got a couple big running backs. It's been a long, hot game. UMass defense has played pretty well, but is this the time where we maybe worn them down a little bit, start leaning on them a little bit, start getting those big running backs the football, and see if they can now pop some of those?
Under 6 minutes to play here in this third quarter. Aggies down by 3. 2nd and 1. Pavia keeps it himself. Oh, shimmy shake. Who did he fake out there? Look at those moves. A 9-yard gain by Diego Pavia.
And that's the magic that Diego Pavia can bring. We haven't seen it a ton today, but he still has it in him. You know, a smaller guy, but a little wiggle right there in the hole, and that was against Jarrell Johnson. He's one of the best defensive players on UMass defense. That was a great job picking up the first down.
Cordell David in motion on 1st and 10. Pavia looking to throw across the middle. And incomplete. He was looking for Trent Hudson. He's one of those up-and-coming wide receivers who they think could have a big year.
Yeah, Coach was raving about him yesterday. Haven't been able to get him the ball much. The other guy that haven't been able to get the ball is probably their best wide receiver, Cordell David. And we saw him on that crossing route there. He was coming to the other side of the field. Might have been open. I look for them to maybe come back to that play and certainly come back to number 11.
After the incompletion, 2nd and 10 for the Aggies. Thomas, the running back. Pavia looking to set up the screen. He does to his running back, Thomas. Spins away from one tackle, breaks free from another, and crosses inside the 40. Star Thomas, a gain of 18.
That big offensive line took over on that play, John. Let that defense get upfield. They're aggressive, they're rushing. Let them get upfield and pop that little screen right behind him. You see big number 71, Shiaz Pete, a future NFL guy, blocking downfield, getting people going. Pavia loves it.
After the big run, Thomas stays in there to the left of Pavia. Pavia throwing to the left side, incomplete. His receiver, Chris Bellamy, had a step, but just overthrown.
Had a step. That was still pretty well covered. Wouldn't take a perfect throw. He was able to hang in that pocket. These things were starting to break down. Still would like to see Pavia get outside the pocket a little bit. That way he can extend, and he makes that secondary cover for 4, 5, 6 seconds. When he's able to get outside, I'd roll him out a little bit.
Well, defensively, this was the game plan UMass wanted. Contain Pavia, make somebody else beat you.
Absolutely. Keep a 6-foot-tall quarterback in the pocket where he can't see things instead of letting him get outside.
2nd and 10. Pavia keeps it, looking for the option, fakes it, and he's just tripped up by Tyler Rudolph. A gain of 4.
That was a pretty good job by Rudolph.
And now we're going to flag comes in at the end. A little extracurricular.
And it came down in the area of Jordan Mahoney, the UMass cornerback. Not sure what the story was.
There's no foul on the play. 3rd down.
All right.
So they picked up the flag. And it'll be 3rd and 6. New Mexico State on 3rd downs, 0 for 5 tonight.
And give a lot of credit to this UMass defense. They've been rushing hard. They've done a good job, as we've described, of keeping Diego Pavia in that pocket. I'd roll him out here. Get him a clear look at that field.
Trent Hudson has one-on-one coverage at the top of the screen. 3rd and 6. Pavia looking to the right side, and he completes to Jamani Jones. Jones will be stood up and pushed out of bounds by Mahoney, but he picks up the 1st down, a gain of 11, and they are jawing right now.
These two teams are in a dogfight. I love it. And I call this a rail route. Running back comes to the outside and just weaves right up that sideline. All your attention's on the wide receivers, and there's Jamani Jones, the big play, and a little shove after the play. It's all right.
First and 10 from the 23. Handoff is to Thomas. And nothing there. Next Sunday night, number 5 LSU. They take on number 8 Florida State in the Camping World kickoff game in Orlando. Our coverage begins 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. How about a top 10 matchup this early in the season?
And I know Don Davenport is really high on the Florida State Seminoles, Don.
I'm telling you, I guess you can't really say a top 20 team's a sleeper team, right? But I really think they are. Their quarterback is in, what, year 12 now? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, and you know what? That fan base wanted to get rid of Mike Norvell 2 years ago, and look what he's done.
That's right.
9th play of the drive. Thomas almost had a chance to break one there. Picks up 7. All right, Don, since you're talking about Florida State, what are the 3 things you're looking for this season?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of interesting things about this season. First, let's look at the SEC. Obviously, Georgia looking for the unprecedented 3 straight titles, but they're going to have to do it with a new quarterback, and that's all across the SEC. Look at Tennessee with Joe Milton. High hopes there in Knoxville with what he's able to do, but you've got a transfer. You've got Peyton Thorne at Auburn. Just a lot of unproven quarterbacks, I think, in the SEC is going to be really fun to watch. And then some of the proven ones, you know, maybe Heisman contenders and Jaden Daniels and Will Rogers, who everybody forgets about.
Yeah.
All right, some stuff to watch. 3rd and 3. Pavia is brought down. What a tackle by Tyler Martin. He just blew that play up.
Penetration is the kryptonite to the run game and offense. Just splits this gap. The guard can't get to him. He pinballs off the running back and makes an exceptional play on 3rd down to force a field goal. Man, this UMass defense is fun to watch today.
So Ethan Albertson is on to attempt a 34-yard field goal. He's already good from 36 tonight. And he missed it wide left. So New Mexico State unable to tie the game with 15 seconds to play in the 3rd. We'll come back to Las Cruces after this.
Welcome back to Las Cruces, New Mexico. I'm Don Davenport, joined here with UMass head coach Don Brown. Heading into the 4th quarter, Coach, your team leading 13-10. Offense is about to have a chance. What do you need to see from that side of the ball to finish this one off?
Just finish the drive, finish it into the end zone. You know, we've done a good job moving it, but, you know, we've had to settle for field goals. We need to finish the drive.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
All right, let's see if they can finish. Start of the 4th quarter. Alongside Rocky Boyman, Don Davenport, I'm John Schriffen. Tyson Pumachan with time. Unloads over the middle. What a throw! And there's Christian Wells bouncing off defenders to the outside. One man to beat. And he's thrown out of bounds. J.J. Derville with the touchdown-saving tackle for New Mexico State.
And this is the throw of a lifetime for Tyson Pumachan. Watch this pass. Threads the needle amongst about 4 black shirts. And you see the arm strength fitting that thing right in the middle. And then how about Christian Wells taking 2 shots, staying on his feet and scampering downfield? That's the big play Don Brown was waiting for.
A 68-yard pickup. He's the App State transfer, Christian Wells, making something happen. On 1st and 10, rolling out. Pumachan leaps into the end zone. Touchdown, UMass. And they just finished the drive. An 11-yard touchdown run by Tyson Pumachan. This offense looks completely different this year for UMass.
They're explosive, John. You see they get a big play out of their quarterback. Wide receiver, Christian Wells, big play.
Carson's on to attempt the extra point. And he knocks it through. UMass with a 10-point lead.
Tyson Pumachan coming up with the biggest throw of the game to get him down here. And says, you know what, I'm going to take it in myself from here. Reads the defense, breaks a couple of touchdowns. Tyson Pumachan on the scene. UMass.
Oh, I got to stick around. I got to find a TV to get to quickly to watch that. That's going to be a juicy fight. UMass with a 10-point lead. Now, in the game last year against Mexico State, they led by 10 at one point, but that was early in the 2nd quarter. Here we go in the 4th quarter. Can UMass hold on? Reggie Akles will take it out of the end zone and will just cross the 20. So the first 2 drives of this half.
Yeah, and for Tyson Pumachan, we've been looking for him. He's made some flash plays here and there, but this is the best throw of the game. Maybe the best throw of his college football career. Threads the needle in between 3 black jerseys. Then Wells does the rest, and then from here, I love he sprints out. Instead of trying to force a password in there, he just takes it himself, confidence in his size and athletic ability, and punches it in. You can see this offense, this team rallying behind Tyson Pumachan.
Mexico State finds themselves down by 10. Diego Pavia in at quarterback. Handoff across the formation.
And it's time for Diego Pavia to put some magic out there, right? He's shown that ability most of last year, his ability to create and just make something happen. Well, this is the point in the game. Your team's down 10 in the fourth quarter. The offense has sputtered a bit most of the day. See if he can make something happen and spark these guys.
Let's see if they quicken the pace here, too. 2nd and 8. Pavia, empty backfield, scanning over the middle, and a strong catch by Jordan Smith. And we do have a flag.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 12. The 15-yard penalty is added to the end of the run, automatic first down.
A huge personal foul called against Isaiah Rutherford.
Correction, the foul number 2 for UMass, number 2.
Didn't mean to slander your name, Rutherford. Tyler Rudolph was the personal foul.
Yeah, you see it right there. And even with the face mask, he shakes that off. And an incredible throw by Pavia and an even better catch by Smith.
Pavia going quickly. He's looking for a deep shot. Touchdown! Trent Hudson just go up and get it. A 42-yard bomb. And New Mexico State not done yet. Well, we said it. Diego Pavia is special, and he just showed you why.
We asked for the magic, and he delivered.
Ethan Albertson. He bangs through the extra point, and it is a 3-point ball game here in the fourth quarter.
And New Mexico State's been just chipping away with the run game. Been wondering when they're going to air it out, and they picked the perfect time to do it. And what a great throw. And Hudson going up and getting it. Coach Tim Beck, the offensive coordinator, raved about him in the meeting and his ability. Jumps up over top of the defender and brings it down.
How about the decision to go a little quicker with the pace? That drive, just 1 minute and 1 second, 3 plays, 79 yards.
And I think that can really help an offense, especially a quarterback. If you're looking to get some rhythm, have a play, then boom, get right up to the line and hike the ball and get another play off, and then do another one. It just really helps that rhythm. It's almost like a 2-minute situation. It seemed like Diego Pavia and that offense really thrived with that.
And that's what Don was talking about. We just saw him. Everybody rallies around him. Look at him hyping up his guys on the sideline. He is everyone's biggest cheerleader.
There's no doubt. And look, there's quarterbacks around town that would have, when Eli Stowers comes in the game and, oh my God, what's going on? How come we're going with this guy? He's not fazed by that. He's been through much tougher situations in his life. And in a big moment in the game, his team needs him. He delivered.
We talked about all the changes going on across the country in college football. Here in Conference USA, we take a look at the teams who left. And now, Judy McLeod, the commissioner, went out and found herself some outstanding teams to join the conference. Teams now joining: Jacksonville State, Liberty, this New Mexico State, and Sam Houston. 4 new teams coming into the conference this season, and they have 1 more on the way next season. These are all teams from the FC. Some of these teams, Sam Houston, Jacksonville State, from the FCS. They can make some noise. They're going to surprise some people this season. Throwing on the run, Pumachan off the mark, incomplete. Was looking for Simpson.
And this is what you love about college football, right? You got two quarterbacks doing it out. Tyson Pumachan, explosive play, leads his offense down the field for a score. Diego Pavia answers, and now it's Tyson Pumachan's turn to see if he can get his offense back going.
And there's still so much time on the clock here in this fourth quarter. Duozier in the backfield on 2nd and 10. They fake the handoff, throw over the middle. Anthony Simpson, and just does get caught as he passes midfield. A gain of 27, another big catch for Simpson.
RPO, run pass option. He's reading that linebacker, and if he steps up, he's going to pop that ball right there in front of the safety. And then Simpson showing this speed down the field. I love that play call right there.
Simpson, his 3rd catch of 15 or more tonight for a gain of 27. Duozier around the corner. You're a defensive guy. Tell me defensively, what's the key to slowing down this UMass option with the way they spread things out now?
I think that's what it is. It's hard because you come into the game, you don't really know what to expect. This is a completely different looking offense than it was last year, which I think has really got New Mexico State's defense on their heels. And now with the way Pumachan's playing, delivering the football both in the run and pass game, makes it tough.
Gets the handoff off to Duozier as the backside pressure was coming in. Did the ball come out late? They were ruling Duozier down. He picks up 4 as the clock will continue to run. I'll bring up 3rd down.
Good job picking up a few there. I mean, New Mexico State, you want to get UMass in a 3rd and long situation. They able to pick up a few. That ball might have popped out. Here we go. I want to make Tyson Pumachan uncomfortable here.
3rd and 3. Pumachan keeps it himself, and he's making everybody miss. Move the chains, another 1st down, and gain of 7.
Read option, he read that defensive end. Everyone closed, smashed down on that dive, and a good decision to pull watch. Read in the end. He sees his offensive tackle, or his tight end, to the outside. Got the DN hooked. Takes it himself. Great read.
That's Gino Campiati, the guy we talked about earlier who was last year's quarterback, throwing the block as the tight end to free his quarterback.
How about that, right? Quarterback last year throwing a key block. That's what you love about this UMass football team.
And end around. And New Mexico State, they stayed home on Mark Pope. Actually, a loss there. A loss of 3.
That was a good job of discipline by New Mexico State's defense. UMass has done a great job tonight with spreading the field and getting things going one way and coming back to the other side. A little diversion, staying home there. That's good defense.
Second and 13. Handoff is to Duozier. And the defense starting to step up after a gain of 2. Fans coming to their feet. A big 3rd down coming up.
Here we go, money time for Tyson Pumachan. And it looks like New Mexico State, at least how they're lined up, looking like they may drop 8 and just rush 3, try to get in all those throwing lanes.
Pumachan keeps it himself, but he can't get free. Andre Selden, the huge stop. He comes up from his cornerback position, brings up 4th down.
I'm not sure there's much in the world I love more, John, than a cornerback who likes to tackle. Watch this. This is a 6'4", 215-pound quarterback who can run in the field. He comes up and tackles him.
And how about UMass? Offense stays on the field on 4th and 7.
It's kind of in that gray area where you don't want to kick a field goal, so I think this is a good call by Don Brown. Can his quarterback deliver?
4th and 7. Pumachan evades the rush, steps up the middle, and it opens up. Pumachan cuts back to the middle, slides down. That boy is a problem. Watch out, because UMass has got a quarterback this year. A 26-yard gain on 4th down.
In New Mexico State, they use a situation. Look, you see the linebacker, that's number 21. Right there in the middle. He's there, but just the elusiveness of Pumachan. He sees that thing open up, makes a great decision.
First and goal from the 5. Pumachan got himself a little dirty. He don't care. And penalty flag.
False start. Offense. For 75. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's the right guard, Marcellus Anderson. 7th penalty tonight, 65 yards against UMass.
And I expect Pumachan to keep this ball himself a lot down this area of the field. If it's not there, he's going to use his legs.
First and goal from the 10. Handoff is to Lynch Adams. Can he get there? Yes, he does. Touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run for K'Ron Lynch Adams. What a response by the Minutemen.
And John, we talked about Diego Pavia, the quarterback throwing blocks. How about the block by Tyson Pumachan? Watch, he hands this ball off, wraps around the corner, bang, cuts off the linebacker, and allows Lynch Adams to get to the corner.
What a ball game this is turning out to be. So Carson on for the extra point. And it's good. So after New Mexico State, with a huge drive, got it within 3, UMass pushes the lead back to 10.
And Tyson Pumachan got him down here, and he gets out there, gets the ball to his back, throws it.
Right back here on ESPN. We got a good one here in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Alongside Rocky Foyman, Dawn Davenport, I'm John Schriffen. 10-point lead for UMass, and they've done it behind a balanced offensive attack.
They really have. And, you know, we talked about all the transfers they've brought in and a revamped offense. Tyson Pumachan has been incredible. And I think we've kind of seen a swing here toward the end. And both these teams, first game of the year, we don't really know what to expect. I think they've settled in a little bit, but UMass has been super productive on offense.
You know, when I watch this running game for UMass, you know who it reminds me of?
Yes.
One of the greatest UMass football players ever, Rini Ngolia. Look at the size of those pads.
My man, Rini. You know, he's got a high school game he's calling tonight. A great analyst we have here at ESPN, and an even better dude. But yeah, he started off here making those tough runs for the Minutemen.
Over 4,500 rushing yards, 54 touchdowns over the course of his career. Now, he was an outstanding high school player, banged up his knee late, so a lot of schools got scared, but UMass stayed loyal, and he treated UMass fans to a standing career from 92 to 95. Here's Jamani Jones, trying to stay on his feet, just tripped up as he crosses the 30, picks up 6.
We don't see New Mexico State going with that same pace. Oh, here they go. Now they're going to pick it up. I think it really worked well for them last drive, is getting to the line and snapping the ball and getting another play off. Here we go.
On 2nd and 4, Pavia, quick toss. And there's Jones lowering his shoulder, crossing midfield.
That's a great play. I love that little swing route out into the flat with Jamani Jones. See Diego Pavia trying to hurry that offense up, get them lined up. I think what that does is just allows give that defense a little more of a vanilla look. We know all the pressure they like to bring.
Pavia looking to the right side, across the field, and he's picked off. Intercepted. Still on his feet, Isaiah Rutherford, a pick 6. And UMass, what a job on defense all night as Rutherford takes it to the house.
And what a fantastic job. It looked like it was a cover 2 look. And Isaiah Rutherford, a good job sinking underneath that route. He didn't get caught up with his eyes in the backfield and get mesmerized. He kept getting depth there. He got underneath that crossing route. Exceptional job of defense there by Rutherford. And what a huge play in this game.
A 43-yard pick 6 for Isaiah Rutherford as Carson comes on for the extra point.
Media timeout.
How about this UMass team?
Yeah, Isaiah Rutherford, again, does a good job sitting, just getting depth, getting underneath the crossing tight end and making the play of the football game. Minutemen up 34-17.
Isaiah Rutherford. They've now called it a 57-yard pick 6. Gets the blue coat, the tri-corner hat. Okay, stretch your stuff. He is one of the 27 transfers that were brought in this season. 15 came from Power 5 schools.
Look at that.
8 of them from Arizona alone.
And it's fantastic. I mentioned this early in the broadcast. That's the good part about the transfer portal is you don't have to just wait around and for a long, long time and see if the recruits you bring in, if they want it working out. No, you can bring in guys and bang, just like that. You can turn around the fortunes of your football team, and they're doing just that tonight.
So just under 7 minutes to play in the ballgame. And Don Brown, in his second stint as the head coach, he was a defensive coordinator at Michigan, most recently defensive coordinator at Arizona. That's why so many of the players knew him and the staff. He's been everywhere, and he is one of the most respected men in college football.
He really is. He was at Boston College before his stint at Michigan. Just a guy that knows ball and clearly knows how to build a football team, bringing those transfers in and finding a way to get that chemistry right. It's been a great night for Don Brown, this Minutemen team. See if they can finish it off.
Pavia looking left now will dump down and check off to Star Thomas. Picked up 3.
Now, if you're UMass, one of the things that was a bugaboo of their defense last year is they gave up some chunk plays, right? They'd be good, they'd stop them, and then boom, a chunk play. You cannot afford right now to give up a big play to this offense.
Pavia pressured from behind and will get rid of it. Incomplete.
See, Don Brown still has his hand on the pulse of this defense.
And remember the new rule, the clock does not stop with a first down to reset the chains unless it's under 2 minutes. A big heave by Pavia and just threw it past his receiver.
Pavia takes a shot, just kind of throws that ball up.
So 4th and 7. And it looks like the punt team's going to come out.
I think I would have tried a shorter play right there, pick up and give yourself a manageable 4th down. Maybe try to get the 4th and 1 and go for it. I know this area of the field is tough, but you have no shot. You just throw up a deep go ball down the sideline.
Haynes, he's going to fake it. He's going to try to run for the first down, and he's got it. Zach Haynes keeps it alive for New Mexico State. A 12-yard pickup off the fake punt.
Maybe that was the plan all along. While you try to take a shot down the sideline because you know you're going to go with a fake punt, something they saw during the week, something they practice, and it comes up big for them, gives this offense new life.
Pavia's got to go here. Taking a lot of time here with the clock ticking. Going through his progression, rolling out to his left, still scanning, and will get rid of it out of bounds.
You look across the field, John, and this UMass secondary has those wide receivers covered up. You know, this is where Diego Pavia, he scrambles around, makes you cover for 4 and 5 seconds. Most defenses can't do it. UMass has shown the ability to do that tonight. And it's been a total team effort by this defense. It hasn't been like one guy or even two guys. It's been about 6 or 7 or 8 guys on this defense that have made some individual big plays throughout this game.
A 4 wide receiver set on 2nd and 10. Pavia, strong throw over the middle, complete. And Jordan Brady picks up 25 and moves the chains.
That's a good job. They only rushed 3 there. Pavia quickly found the open guy. They go back up the line quick.
Pavia pressured, hit as he throws, incomplete.
There's no foul for the grounding. There was a receiver in the area.
Big hit on Pavia.
Defense rotating guys in and out. We talked about it all game. It's a hot day, first game of the season. What's your conditioning level at? It all comes down this last 4 minutes and 43 seconds.
Second and 10. 4-man rush. Pavia airing it out. End zone. Touchdown. A 39-yard strike to Jordan Parker. And there's still life for the Aggies.
How fun is this? It looks like New Mexico State had a hope, and Diego Pavia with a dime down the sideline to one of his best friends on the team, Jordan Parker.
Jordan Mahoney was shaken up at the end of the play. He was the man covering for UMass, and he'll walk off the field on his own power.
And I talked about it. The thing that UMass's defense could not do was give up that big chunk yardage play, make them go down the length of the field, waste some time off that clock. Got to find a way to stop that from happening, but you know, they play man coverage. Diego Pavia sees a matchup he likes to a speedy wide receiver and hits him.
Parker just blew by him.
Blew by him. Diego Pavia talked about him in the meeting yesterday, how fast Parker was. He showed it.
Albertson, his extra point is good. So the lead is cut back down to 10. Pavia showing you the arm.
Well, New Mexico State is not out of this thing as long as Diego Pavia.
Quarter as New Mexico State has cut the lead down to 10. As we look at our starting quarterback comparison.
Tyson Pumachan's really come on today, and Diego Pavia here of late. The huge deep ball down the sideline, keeping his team in this football game. Let's see if Pumachan can answer.
They're going for the onside kick, and it is recovered. Greg DeWozier.
I don't know if I love that call right there with 4:35 left, a 10-point lead, but the chances on an onside kick, the numbers are never good on it. Not very well executed either.
That's the running back, DeWozier, out there to field it.
South Carolina, a little rivalry action going right away.
Timeout. UMass. Their first of the half. 30 seconds.
UMass gonna take a timeout and talk this thing over. And if you're Tyson Pumachan in this offense, you're saying let's just keep moving the chains here. Just get first downs.
So why didn't you like the onside kick there?
It's a 10-point. The odds are never in your favor with an onside kick right there. And I think despite some big plays given up here and there, New Mexico State's defense has done pretty well. I would have kicked that ball deep and try to get a 3 and out. You know, they had 2 timeouts. I just think there was still time enough where you didn't have to go with an onside kick there.
So 4:35 to play here in the fourth. If you're New Mexico State, you've got 2 timeouts remaining. Do you have to burn them right away here?
I don't think so. I think you kind of, let's see what this first play brings here.
1st and 10 on the ground. Lynch Adams. And he is stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. New Mexico State elects to not call a timeout and let the clock run.
It's going to be a heavy run here, but New Mexico State knows that.
Jerry Kill looking on. He's got 2 timeouts remaining. If you're UMass, at what point do you snap the ball on the play clock?
I think you try to get that thing under 5, certainly, maybe at 3. This looks like what they're going to do.
1. They snap it right at 1. And a handoff to Lynch Adams. And now New Mexico State will call a timeout. They will have 1 remaining.
I thought they might wait one more time here. They'll burn 1 here. Try to see if they can force a punt.
Second charge timeout, New Mexico State. Please reset the game clock to 3 minutes, 43 seconds. 3,
All right,
4,
so with the timeout
3.
here in Las Cruces, let's send it back to Bristol. Kevin All right, that dude has got 1 punch power. Tune into that fight because it could be quick.
I think right here in this situation, Tyson Pumachan keeps this thing or try to get the ball. One of your best wide receivers, Anthony Simpson, he's going to take it.
Pumachan keeps it himself. Stopped at the 45. And New Mexico State will use their final timeout.
Third and final timeout, New Mexico State. 30 seconds.
So 4th and 5 with the clock stopped.
And this is why, I know you take the shot on the onside kick, but you force a punt by kicking it deep. Now you're going to get this ball and you'll get the ball in better field position. Right here, they're going to punt this thing away and try to trap them down inside the 10-yard line, make them go the length of the field.
Here's Don Brown for the win here, the opener. This was his first stint back in 2004 to 08. That 5-year stretch, that is the winningest stretch in UMass football history. Trying to repeat that success now his second time around.
Tell this program means so much to him, which is the big reason he and his wife wanted to come back when the opportunity presented itself.
UMass fans, you know what they're saying. Thank you, Debbie. Yes. Punt on 4th and 5, and it will go into the end zone. Well, here we go. If you're New Mexico State, this is all you can ask for. You're down by 2 scores, 3:30 on the clock, and you've got no timeouts to work with.
And I think it's the same game plan for UMass. Don't let anything get over your head on that long touchdown by Diego Pavia. They're playing man-free, or man-to-man with just 1 deep safety. I'd play cover 2, cover 3, something, try to get some more safeties back there, not let anything go over your head. Just make them drive the length of the field.
Empty backfield for Diego Pavia.
Now they've shown a 3 deep look.
Pavia going through all of his progressions. Now over the middle of the field, brought in by Cordell David. David has not been part of this offense tonight. That is his first catch, a gain of 7.
He's I think he's a 10-point NFL guy. Haven't found get him the ball down.
2nd and 3, they're going quick down the sideline and just dropped. Trent Hudson found a little gap in that zone, but couldn't haul it in.
It was a great throw, just couldn't haul that thing in. Had a safety over the top there, keeping everything in front of him. This is that chunk yards play that Diego Pavia's offense needs. He's got to come up with that perfectly thrown ball in front of the safety behind the corner.
Hudson's the guy who reeled in that 42-yard touchdown catch. Well, now it's 3rd and 3. Pavia dancing. They'll scramble for it, and he'll be dragged down after he crosses the 35 for a first down. Jarrell Johnson was there on the tackle after a gain of 9.
And the clock still ticks here this year with getting the first down, still not under 2 minutes.
Pavia, the pocket closes, and the ball is out. And that's ball game. UMass jumps on top of it. It's Billy Wooden with the fumble recovery. And the Minutemen have secured the win here in Las Cruces.
Diego Pavia is holding on to that ball a little too long, allowed that fierce UMass defensive line to get to him. That's why I don't understand, try to get Diego Pavia outside the pocket. I mean, he's under 6 foot tall. I know they only rush 3 there, but give him a clear lane to be able to see the field. Instead, they force a turnover. Great job, UMass.
So New Mexico State, without timeouts, cannot stop the clock. And Lynch Adams bangs forward. Coming into the night, UMass had lost 24 consecutive road games. How about this statement in prime time on national TV?
This is a statement. We talked about how Don Brown thought he could be that Cinderella team this year. The New Mexico State of last year, what he's building, he's bringing in the transfers, he's fostering this program. And I think, as we talked about, John, this team finally has an offense now. They've always been able to play good defense under Don Brown, but now they've got an offense that can keep that D off the field a little bit and put some points on the board. They've done it tonight.
Lynch Adams has some space, and he's going to run it in for another score. A 21-yard touchdown run. But wait, we do have a flag.
That might be a good thing. You'd like to see Lynch Adams maybe go down right there and run the clock out.
This is one of those things where if it's a penalty against New Mexico State, if you're UMass, you almost want to accept it.
Yeah.
To take the touchdown off the board and just run out the clock.
Absolutely. And that may be what Don Brown's talking about.
It's a touchdown. Personal foul. Unnecessary. Face mask. Defense. Number 20. The 15-yard penalty is enforced. The kick will play for try.
So Lynch Adams, the 21-yard touchdown run will stand.
And I think the smarter thing to happen there would be he goes down, but nevertheless, we're going to go up by a big margin.
And Carson will kick in the extra point. When our meeting this season with Don Brown, I asked him, I said, there's a lot of publications who are ranking you as one of the worst teams in college football. Did you show your team? He goes, no, of course not. Well, maybe a few times I did.
Yeah, he knows just the right time to motivate his team with a little bulletin board material.
He also said to us, we've got lofty goals this season. We genuinely believe we can become bowl eligible after going 1-11 last season.
We got the sense, just talking to the whole coaching staff this week, didn't we? I mean, talking with Steve Casul, the offensive coordinator, Keith Dazinski, the defensive coordinator, including Don Brown. You just feel they had a little mojo in them. They felt really good about where their team was to open this college football season. They came out here tonight and absolutely delivered.
What a tough test next week on the road at Auburn.
Yeah, but hey, they go in feeling real good about what they did here. Again, they got some confidence. They go in that Auburn game with nothing to lose.
This kickoff will go through the end zone. We've got a War Eagle of our own, Dawn, on the sideline.
I don't know if I want to face UMass right now. No, but for real, I will say this, guys. This is because I've been on this sideline for a majority of the fourth quarter. It's a underdog mentality, chip on the shoulder kind of team. Like, I want to tell you some of the things that I've heard like throughout this fourth quarter, and it's everybody's doubting us. You know, let's make the documentary. We're proving everybody wrong. And there was a whole lot of let's make the statement, right? Let's make this game a statement. So that last score, a statement defensively. Let's make a statement. Make sure that you finish this. And there's a lot of that on this sideline. So chip on the shoulder kind of team, no doubt.
Chip on the shoulder is always a good thing for a football team to have done.
It will scramble and get out of bounds. Is it a little too early for UMass with a lot of that talk, or is this justified getting their first win for a season opener against an FBS opponent since the 80s?
Well, you've gone 1-11 the past 2 years. I think you celebrate a little bit tonight, right? You feel good about yourself. You feel good about where your football team is. That doesn't mean you say, hey, we've arrived or anything like that, but I think you say, hey, we got something here. We got a team that can go out there and compete both offensively and defensively. I think you take some pride in that.
On 2nd and 2, Pavia down the middle. Another strike, this to Anthony Simpson as he's brought down in UMass territory. You know what this game also says? These legendary coaches, they still got some tricks up their sleeves. Excuse me, that was Jonathan Brady on the catch. They still got some tricks up their sleeves. All the transfers coming in. We weren't sure how quickly it was going to gel.
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute, 13 seconds.
It did.
And this second half, they've looked like a completely different team.
And I think that is the thing to figure out about bringing transfers. And yes, you bring in better players, but how are they going to fit in, how they're going to mesh. And Don Brown has some of that magic in him. He's allowed that to happen early.
Our Week 1 ABC College Football tripleheader is capped off by the Dukes Mayo Classic. Number 21, the Tar Heels. They take on the Gamecocks next Saturday, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. College Game Day crew. They'll kick off the season right there in Charlotte at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Pick for South Carolina, Spencer Rattler. Last year maybe didn't start off so well, but down the stretch played exceptionally well. Versus Tennessee, of course, Clemson. Be a fun one.
.113 to play. Off the three-man rush, Pavia will take what he can get. And he gets out of bounds after a 5-yard pickup. If you're New Mexico State, what's the regroup after this game?
I think you first... I think part of it was they were just caught so off guard by UMass. Didn't really know what to expect. Bringing so many guys in, what's their scheme going to be? But I think you go back to what's worked for them over the past year or so, and that's, you know, they run the ball well. They got a good offensive line. Try to really lean on that a little bit, clean up some things.
2nd and 5, the check down. McKylan Young. He picks up 13 for a first down. Under a minute to play. And they stopped play.
The clock did not stop after a first down inside of 2 minutes. Please reset the game clock to 55 seconds.
So even though the new rule is it runs after a first down, it reverts back to the old rule inside 2 minutes.
The clock will start on my signal.
So we got the clock straight. Pavia scrambling, checks down again. This is Tim Gans. And he picks up 12. I mean, you can see there is something special about this New Mexico State team. We knew they overachieved last year. They brought in some new faces. But Pavia, he has been steady for them most of the night.
He has. And again, I don't think if you're New Mexico State or if you're a New Mexico State fan, you start saying, oh my God, what's wrong with this team? I still think they have a very good football team. They just came in. It was a tough scenario with UMass being so many new faces. I still think, again, they got a big offensive line, 2 big running backs. You got a great quarterback. He's going to have to clean up some things, but I still think this season can be a successful one.
Pavia scrambling again, gets out of bounds. They mark him out at the 7, a gain of 6. When we're done here in Las Cruces, Top Rank Boxing will come on next. We've got 33 seconds left in this one. Thrown out of the end zone.
Yeah, and I think Diego Pavia settled in a little bit early on in the game, as Jerry Kill said, it was maybe trying to do a little bit too much. I like what they did with the 2 quarterbacks and having Stowers out there and what he can do in the run game. But I still think Diego Pavia is the leader of this offense. He'll continue to get better.
And the good thing about playing week 0, you get a jump start to see what you really got.
Right.
On 3rd and 4, Pavia pressured. His helmet comes off. Here come the flags.
I think he threw that ball with his helmet spun all the way around.
Yeah, I'd say that's a face
Personal
mask.
foul.
Yeah.
Face mask. Defense, number 1. That's half the distance to the goal and an automatic first down.
He literally
Due to the foul causing the quarterback's helmet to come off, he can remain in the game. First down.
He literally threw that with his face mask facing the opposite direction.
Yeah, I think he may have been looking out his ear hole, his left ear hole on his helmet there.
That is one tough young man.
God.
.22 seconds left. Pavia trying to jump over everybody. He was body slammed to the turf. He's running right back to the line. He says, I want to get another snap off.
UMass defense doesn't want to give up a score.
Clock continues to tick. Down to 5. Pavia gets it off. This will be the last play of the game. End zone. Touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown pass from Pavia to Trent Hudson. That's his 2nd touchdown grab of the night.
That's the end of the ball game. There will not be a play
Mexico
for try.
State, Diego Pavia fighting all the way to the end. Even though this game wasn't going to go in their favor on this last drive. They get another touchdown.